Imagine Heartland without Ty Borden. Can you picture it? For many fans, that thought alone feels impossible. Ty wasn't just another character. He was the heartbeat of the story, the partner Amy needed, and the reason so many people kept coming back to Heartland year after year. And now, as season 19 approaches, one question hangs in the air. Can the show survive without him, or will his absence mean the end of this beloved series? From the very beginning, Ty Borden's journey was more than just a side story, it was the backbone of Heartland. We first met him as a troubled young man, carrying the weight of his past while searching for a second chance. When he arrived at Heartland Ranch, nobody could have guessed how deeply he would change not just the Fleming family, but the entire series. Ty's bond with Amy quickly became the emotional anchor of the show. Fans watched as two young souls, both scarred in different ways, found comfort and healing in each other. Their love story wasn't rushed or shallow. It grew slowly, through struggles, triumphs, and quiet moments that felt so real viewers could see themselves in their journey. Ty wasn't only Amy's partner, he was her rock, her best friend, and later, the father of her child. Every major milestone in Heartland seemed to carry Ty's presence. His growth from a reckless teen into a strong, dependable man mirrored the growth of the show itself. When he and Amy married, fans celebrated as if it was a real wedding. When Lyndy was born, Ty wasn't just a father on screen, he became a symbol of hope and new beginnings. Heartland was never just about horses and ranch life. It was about family, love, and the strength to overcome loss. Ty embodied all of that. And that's exactly why his absence is so deeply felt. When he left, it wasn't just a character leaving the screen. It was like a piece of Heartland's soul was missing. For Amy, his absence changed her entire world. For Lyndy, it meant growing up without the father figure so many fans had admired. And for viewers, it created a hole in the story that can never fully be replaced. This is why so many people believe Ty's return could decide the future of Heartland. Without him, the show risks losing the magic that made it so special in the first place. Season 19 isn't just another season, it could be the moment where Heartland either finds its heart again or finally says goodbye. Right now, Heartland stands at a crossroads. As we move closer to season 19, the show carries both the weight of its long history and the burden of its missing heartbeat, Ty Borden. For years, the ranch has been the place where stories of healing, growth, and second chances came alive. But since Ty's departure, something feels different. It's as though the ranch itself has grown quieter, and even when the characters smile, there's an unspoken sadness in the background. Amy, once defined by her partnership with Ty, has been forced into a new role, one that fans admire but also mourn. She's strong, independent, and doing her best to raise Lyndy while keeping the ranch thriving. But her strength comes with a shadow, because every victory reminds viewers of the man who should have been by her side. The side of Amy riding, training horses, or caring for Lyndy is inspiring, yet it also carries the ache of what was lost. Jack, the steady rock of the family, continues to guide Amy and the others. Still, his wisdom often feels tinged with sorrow when conversations circle around Ty. Lou pushes forward with her responsibilities, but even her ambition cannot mask the empty seat at the dinner table. Heartland, the show, mirrors the lives of its characters trying to move on while constantly being pulled back to the memory of someone who mattered too much to ever forget. Fans can see this shift. The energy of the series is different, slower, heavier. Some appreciate the realism of showing how life continues after loss. Others feel the absence has drained too much warmth from the story. Season 18 gave us moments of hope, but those sparks are always compared to the fire that Ty once brought. This is why season 19 feels so critical. Without Ty, the writers must find new ways to carry the story forward, but even then, the looming question remains: can Heartland truly feel complete if the man at the center of its greatest love story is gone? Season 19 doesn't just promise new episodes. It carries the pressure of deciding the fate of the entire series. Will it continue into the future, carving a new identity without Ty, or will it serve as the farewell chapter for a show that can't escape the shadow of the character it lost? That is the question fans are bracing themselves to see answered. What if Tai Borden isn't gone forever? It's a question fans whisper in forums, share in comments, and hold on to like a secret hope. After all, television history is full of surprises, characters written off only to reappear when nobody expects it. Could Heartland deliver the same miracle? Could Tai return and change everything about the ending we see coming? The reality is complicated. Graham Wardle, the actor who brought Tai to life, made the personal decision to step away from the series. His choice wasn't about the writers or the fans, it was about his own journey, his own life beyond Heartland. That's what makes a return so uncertain. And yet, uncertainty doesn't erase possibility. Shows have bent rules before. Writers have crafted storylines to bring back beloved characters in unexpected ways. For Heartland, it wouldn't even need to be elaborate. Ty's reappearance, whether in a dream, a flashback, or in the wildest hope, a full return would send shockwaves through the fandom. Fans cling to tiny clues. An old interview where Graham hinted he'd never close the door completely. The way Amy's storyline never feels truly resolved. Even subtle nods in recent seasons have sparked speculation that the writers may be leaving room for something more. Could they be waiting for the perfect moment? Could season 19, the season many suspect may be the last, hold one final twist? The possibility of Ty's return is about more than just one character. It's about closure. It's about honoring the love story that carried Heartland for nearly 2 decades. It's about giving fans the sense that Amy and Lyndy can find peace, not in moving on, but in finding their way back to the man who shaped their world. Of course, the odds remain slim. Graham has built a new path for himself outside of acting, and his priorities have shifted. But here's the truth. Even the smallest chance is enough for fans to dream. Because in a series built on hope, healing, and second chances, isn't it only fitting that Ty Borden might have one too? If Ty never comes back, Heartland will be forced to carry a wound that never fully heals. His absence is not just the loss of a husband, a father, or a character, it's the loss of balance. Ty was the steady force that held Amy's world together, the bridge between her past pain and her future hope. Without him, Amy must walk a road filled with shadows, and every step forward reminds fans of the love story that should have continued. Imagine season 19 without Ty. We'll see Amy raising Lyndy alone, her strength shining, but her heart carrying the silence of what's missing. Lyndy will grow up with stories instead of memories, photographs instead of her father's voice. That kind of storytelling cuts deep, because it mirrors real life. Sometimes the people we love most aren't there to finish the journey with us. Heartland has always been a series about healing. But healing without Ty feels like trying to mend a broken heart that never stops aching. The characters may keep moving forward, Jack with his wisdom, Lou with her determination, Amy with her resilience, but the spirit of the show will always feel incomplete. For longtime fans, it could even feel like Heartland is closing its own storybook too soon. And that's why many believe season 19 might not just be another season. It could be the farewell season. Without Ty, the show risks losing the magic thread that ties its legacy together. If Heartland ends this way, it won't be a story about reunion. It will be a story about acceptance. It will ask fans to embrace the truth that life doesn't always give us the happy ending we want. Instead, it gives us strength to carry on. That's powerful, but it's also painful. And for millions of viewers who still feel connected to Ty, it may feel like saying goodbye all over again. Heartland could end not with a dramatic twist, but with a quiet truth. Sometimes, even the greatest love stories don't get the closure we dream of. And maybe that's what makes them unforgettable. Heartland has always been more than just a TV show. For nearly 2 decades, it has been a safe place for fans to escape, to believe in love, and to feel the warmth of family. But as season 19 approaches, the truth becomes harder to ignore. Without Ty Borden, the series stands on the edge of a cliff. One step forward could mean a new beginning. One step back could mean the final chapter. The question is not just whether the show can survive without him, it's whether the fans even want it to. For many, Ty and Amy's love story was the heartbeat of Heartland. Without that rhythm, the story risks slowing down until it stops completely. And maybe that's why season 19 feels so heavy with expectation. It might not just be another season. It could be the last time the lights fade on Heartland Ranch, the last time we see Amy ride across the fields, the last time Jack's wisdom fills the screen. But here's where the magic of storytelling lingers. The writers have a choice. They can end Heartland quietly, leaving fans with bittersweet memories of what once was. Or they can take a risk, give us a miracle, and bring Ty back, if only for one final moment. A moment that says, love never truly leaves, it only changes form. So, will season 19 be the end? Or will it be the beginning of something fans never dared hope for? That's the question every viewer carries as we wait. Heartland has taught us about loss, healing, and resilience. But most of all, it has taught us to never give up on love. And maybe, just maybe, that's why fans can't stop believing in Ty's return. Now it's your turn. Do you think Heartland can go on without Ty? Or should season 19 be the grand finale if he never returns? Share your thoughts, your hopes, and your heartbreak. Because the story doesn't just belong to the writers, it belongs to all of us. When it comes to Ty Borden, it's not just the writers or the actors who feel his absence, it's the fans who carry the deepest ache. Over the years, the Heartland community has grown into a family of its own, stretching across countries and generations. And within that family, one message keeps echoing: Heartland isn't the same without Ty. Scroll through any fan page, comment section, or discussion board, and you'll see the same emotions repeated again and again. Some write about how Ty inspired them, how his transformation from a troubled teen to a loving husband gave them hope in their own lives. Others talk about Amy and Ty's relationship as if it were their own, how it reminded them of a love they once had, or a love they still dream of finding. Ty wasn't just a character on television. He became a symbol of resilience, of second chances, of what it means to build a life out of broken pieces. Even now, years after his departure, fans continue to create tributes, fan art, and heartfelt posts begging for his return. For many, Heartland without Ty feels like an unfinished story, a book with its last chapter ripped away. And that's why season 19 has become more than just another season of television. It feels like a chance for fans to finally be heard, for their voices to carry weight, for the writers to acknowledge the love that has kept Heartland alive all these years. But the beauty of this community isn't just in its sadness, it's in its loyalty. Fans have stayed, even through the heartbreak. They continue to tune in, to support the cast, and to believe in the message of hope that Heartland has always promised. That loyalty proves just how deeply Ty Borden is woven into the fabric of the show. And it's also why so many believe that without him, Heartland's story might need to end, not out of failure, but out of respect for the fans, for the legacy, and for the love that started it all. Heartland has never been just a television show. It has always been a journey, one that began on a small ranch and grew into a story that captured hearts around the world. Over 18 seasons, we've seen love blossom, families heal, and generations of characters build a life rooted in hope and resilience. Through all of that, one truth remained constant: Ty Borden was at the center. His story of redemption, his unwavering love for Amy, and his transformation into a devoted husband and father made him more than a character. He became the soul of Heartland. But now, as we move towards season 19, the series stands at a critical crossroad. Without Ty, the story feels unfinished, as if one of its strongest pillars has been removed. Amy's courage, Jack's wisdom, Lou's determination, they are still here, still shining. Yet, even their strength is a reminder of what's missing. Every smile Amy gives, every lesson Jack teaches, and every victory Lyndy celebrates carries the shadow of Ty's absence. It's a silence that no storyline can fully cover. This is why season 19 feels heavier than any other season before it. For the first time, fans are not just asking what comes next in the story, they're asking if the story itself should continue. Can Heartland survive without the love story that defined it for nearly 2 decades? Or should it honor its legacy by ending gracefully, while the memories of Ty and Amy's journey are still alive in our hearts? And yet, within that silence, there lingers a whisper of hope. Fans continue to speculate, to dream, to wonder if Ty could return in some form. Not necessarily as a permanent presence, but perhaps as a final goodbye, a closing chapter that gives Amy and Lyndy and all of us the closure we've been waiting for. Imagine season 19 ending with a moment that bridges past and present, Ty appearing in Amy's dreams to give her strength, or a heartfelt memory that reminds us that love never truly leaves. It wouldn't erase the pain of his absence, but it would give us something powerful: peace. Of course, the reality is more complicated. Graham Wardle made his choice, and it deserves respect. His journey has taken him beyond Heartland, into new chapters of his own life. But here's what makes Heartland special. It has always been more than the choices of its writers, or even its actors. It has always belonged to the fans. The people who stayed up late watching reruns, who gathered their families around the TV, who saw pieces of themselves in Amy's struggles and Ty's triumphs. The people who felt like Heartland wasn't just a show, but a place they could call home. That's why season 19 is not just another season. It's a conversation between the creators and the audience. It's a moment to decide what legacy Heartland will leave behind. Will it move forward without Ty, telling stories of resilience and independence? Or will it bow gracefully, closing the gates of the ranch with dignity, allowing fans to carry the memory of Ty and Amy's love as the heartbeat of the series forever? No matter what happens, one thing is certain: Heartland's impact is already eternal. Tai Borden lives on in every fan who saw hope in his journey. Amy's strength inspires those who have faced their own losses. Jack's wisdom reminds us that family is the anchor we all need. And Lyndy, the youngest member of the family, symbolizes the future proof that life goes on, even when the past still holds our hearts. But let's not ignore the truth. If Ty doesn't return, season 19 could very well be the last chapter. Because without him, Heartland risks losing not just a character, but its heart. And maybe, just maybe, that's how it should be. Not as a failure, but as a tribute, a way of saying that some stories, like the love between Amy and Ty, are too perfect to stretch beyond their natural ending. So, as fans, the question is no longer just about what the writers will do. It's about what we believe Heartland should become. Should we push for more seasons, even without Ty? Should we hope for closure in season 19 and let the series rest as a timeless treasure? Or should we hold on to the dream, no matter how unlikely, that Tai Bordon might return one final time to give us the ending we've been waiting for? Now the spotlight turns to you, the fans, the heartbeat of this show. Your voices matter more than ever. Do you believe Heartland can truly survive without Ty? Or do you feel season 19 should be the finale, the last ride across those wide Canadian fields? Share your hopes, your heartbreak, and your vision for how this beloved story should end. Because at the end of the day, Heartland isn't just written by the producers or the actors. It's written by all of us together. And as season 19 approaches, one truth remains: Heartland without Ty is not just a show missing a character, it's a family missing a piece of its soul. The question is whether that family will find the strength to continue, or whether it's time to close the book and let the legacy of Ty and Amy's love remain untouched, forever timeless.